There's a race of men that don't fit in, a race that can't simply sit still. So they break the hearts of kith and kin, and they roam the world at will. This poem, The Men That Don't Fit In, written by Robert Service, speaks to a certain kind of person, the dreamer, the wanderer, the misfit. For so long, I thought of myself in those ways, and I also felt as if being that way was a curse. Today, I see that completely differently. If you've ever felt out of place, restless, or like you don't belong, this video is for you. I'm going to share my story and the lessons that I learned throughout my battles in addiction, the road through recovery, and the power I gained in rebuilding my life so you can embrace your unique path. I spent nearly a decade of my life in the horrible grip of heroin and opiate addiction. 10 years. It robbed me of so much. I feel it left me stunted. It strained every relationship I had. Opportunities gone right out the window. They didn't matter. And at times, even hope was a word that I dare not utter because I felt none of it in here. I hit my rock bottom more times than I can count. Every time you get to the lowest point, you think you can't get any lower than this. You can get lower. For a really long time, I believed I would never get back up. But there was a spark inside of me, be it very small, almost non-existent, but it was there. It was a part of me that refused to accept this as my story's end. So I made one of the toughest decisions in my life, and that was to leave everything that I had known behind me in that rearview mirror. I moved to a brand new city in a brand new state. No safety net, no familiar faces, no family, just me and the chance to rebuild and become the man that I had always wanted to be. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but I knew if I was going to live, I had to try. And it wasn't just the addiction that I was walking away from. I was running towards the person that I knew I could be. I longed for love, for connection, but I didn't know how to be the kind of person who could stay in one place, physically or emotionally. This poem that I started in the beginning of the video, in many ways, it became a guide. They fail and they fail, and they never give up, but they leave their mark behind. For so long, I believed that it was my failures that defined me. I thought being different, feeling like I didn't belong, was a weakness. But the truth, the fact of the matter, those differences were my strength all along. When I embraced my uniqueness, I stopped trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for me. I started focusing on my path, on self-discipline, health, and becoming a better version of myself. If you feel like you're not enough, remember that your uniqueness is your superpower. They are cursed with the curse of wandering feet. Restlessness has always been my double-edged sword. After getting clean, I realized that this drive, the constant need to move, to explore, could do one of two things. It could destroy me or push me forward. Instead of running from myself, I started running towards growth. I set goals, I built habits, I embraced voluntary hardship, choosing hard things on purpose to strengthen my mind and my body. Restlessness isn't a curse if you learn how to direct it. And each forgets as he strips and runs with a brilliant, fitful pace that the last man on earth never gets a place. I've always longed for love. Deep down, I think we all do, but something in me resists settling down, whether it's fear, unresolved pain, or the simple fact that I'm still trying to figure myself out. The hardest lesson that I've learned is that you can't force yourself to be ready before your time. Love is something that I want, but I also know I need to become the kind of man who can nurture it. For now, I'm focusing on becoming whole within myself, knowing that from my previous experience, when you spend times looking and focusing on something, you tend to not find it. The greatest surprises and the biggest joys come in the times where you least expect it. You weren't looking for it, it just happened, and it was magic. This poem isn't just about men who didn't fit in, it's about anyone who has struggled to find their place in the world. If that's you, I want you to know you're not broken, you're just built differently. Take a moment today to think about your own journey. What makes you unique? How can you channel your struggles into strength? Drop a comment below with a line from your favorite poem, or tell me how it resonates with you. And if this video spoke to you, share it with somebody else who might need to hear these words. There's a race of men that don't fit in, a race that can't stay still. So they break the hearts of kith and kin, and they roam the world at will. They range the field, and they rove the flood, and they climb the mountain's crest. Theirs is the curse of gypsy blood, and they don't know how to rest. If they just went straight, they might go far. They are strong and brave and true, but they're always tired of the things that are, and they want the strange and new. They say, could I find my proper groove? What a deep mark I would make. So they chop and change, and each fresh move is only a fresh mistake. And each forgets as he strips and runs with a brilliant, fitful pace. It's the steady, quiet, plodding ones who win in the lifelong race. And each forgets that his youth has fled, forgets that his prime is past, till he stands one day with a hope that's dead in the glare of the truth at last. He has failed, he has failed, he has missed his chance, he has just done things by half. Life's been a jolly good joke on him, and now is the time to laugh. He is one of the legion lost, he was never meant to win. He's a rolling stone, and it's bred in the bone. He's a man who won't fit in. That's all I got for you today. Stay weird. You made it this far. Why don't you try this out?